Welcome to the Curyo Hub site, which is part of the new pulse agronomy project funded by GRDC, starting out this year and continuing for the next few years.
As Jason mentioned, we're here at between Curyo and Wachupka in the Southern Mallee of Victoria. So this is the main Southern Mallee research site for BCG this season. So one of about 30 sites, and it's great to be here with Jason on our site doing some of this innovative research. So
what we're going to go through today is a number of the trials on site, and we've got about 7 trials on site this year, looking at a range of crops covering the fava beans, the lentils and the field peas. So starting off, we're going to go through and have a look at the, some seed size work in fava beans, and so we've got hold of some bendocs and graded them into different seed sizes, and looking at the relative responses when we go from a 7mm seed up to a 10mm seed. Moving through, we're doing a very similar thing in lentils. We're looking at PBA hallmark. Last year, we've presented some data from last year where we actually graded hallmark out, and the larger seed size produced larger seed size in the grain that we harvested. So we're doing the same sort of work again this year across a couple of different seasons and grading the seed size out and measuring growth and yield. Further up around the trial site, we're looking again at this row space, row direction issue, and looking at a range of lentils with different architectural characteristics, from very tall, erect breeding lines right through to these short, branchy types. And PBA Jumbo 2 is probably our most common variety there, which has got that branching, spreading type, and looking at the way they grow and respond. And then also the particular interest of this trial was around pod drop. So is there any impact of the row space and row direction in a standing stubble situation on pod drop? Further around, we move on to some lentil weed management packages. We know that coming through the breeding programs, there are a number of new herbicide tolerance traits. Tolerance to residual launtrol concentrations, tolerance to metribuzin, and then also the IMI tolerance, which is common in lentils. And so we've set up a trial which looks at managing vetch and utilising strategies which could utilise those traits to control vetch. And then similarly in field peas, we've got the IMI trait coming through with the new GIA bred lines, and looking at weed management packages to control vetch. And finally, coming right around, we have got a couple of trials looking at fava beans and lentils, and looking at sowing times. And again, looking at that range of phenology. There's some new lines with early flowering and early maturity in fava beans. And then also in lentils, we're looking at a whole range of the new material from those new herbicide tolerant lines, which have got different growth characteristics and potentially need earlier sowing, right through to some new mallee adapted lines and within the lentil breeding program. So that's a quick coverage of the site today.